Ladies and gentlemen, let me start by saying this: you were not born to live a life of mediocrity. You were not placed on this earth to just exist, to drift through the days, letting them slip away without meaning, without direction. You were born for purpose. And that purpose, that reason you're here, is something only you can fulfill. Fear is a powerful force. It has the ability to paralyze, to control, and to dictate the actions or inactions of many people. It can disguise itself as caution, as prudence, as wisdom. But in reality, fear is a distraction. It is a force that holds you back from living the life you were meant to live, from stepping into your full potential, and from embracing your purpose. In a life driven by purpose, there is no room for fear. Fear must be faced, overcome, and eventually discarded if you are to move forward with clarity and conviction. Fear is a natural human emotion. It's ingrained in our biology, an instinct meant to protect us from danger. In the early days of human existence, fear kept us alive. It kept us alert to threats in our environment, predators, natural disasters, dangers we couldn't predict or control. Fear helped ensure our survival as a species, but in today's world, the fears that hold us back are often not life-threatening. They are mental barriers, social constructs, and self-imposed limitations. They are fears of failure, rejection, embarrassment, or uncertainty. These are not fears that keep us alive, they are fears that keep us from truly living. One of the biggest lies that fear tells you is that it's keeping you safe. Fear whispers in your ear that stepping out of your comfort zone, taking risks, and pursuing your purpose is dangerous. It convinces you that staying where you are, doing what you've always done, and playing it safe is the best way to avoid pain and disappointment. But the truth is, staying in your comfort zone doesn't keep you safe, it keeps you stuck. It keeps you from growing, from evolving, and from experiencing the fullness of life. Fear convinces you that the unknown is something to be avoided, but in reality, the unknown is where your potential lies. It's where your dreams take shape and where your purpose is waiting to be discovered. Fear often masquerades as logic or rational thinking. It tells you that the risks are too high, that the odds are against you, that you're not ready or not good enough. It plays on your insecurities, amplifying them until they seem insurmountable. But the problem with this kind of thinking is that it's based on assumptions, not facts. Fear creates stories in your mind, stories about what could go wrong, stories about how you might fail, stories about how others will judge you. And these stories, while they feel real, are often exaggerated or completely unfounded. Yet when you allow fear to take the driver's seat, these stories become the narrative of your life. Instead of moving forward with purpose, you find yourself standing still, immobilized by the what-ifs that fear has planted in your mind. One of the most insidious effects of fear is how it diminishes your sense of self. When you live in fear, your confidence erodes. You start to doubt your abilities, your worth, and your capacity to achieve your goals. Fear convinces you that you're not enough, smart enough, talented enough, brave enough to succeed. And once that doubt takes root, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You start to shy away from opportunities, avoid challenges, and settle for less than what you truly deserve. Over time, fear not only holds you back, but it also shrinks your vision of what's possible for your life. It confines you to a smaller, more limited version of yourself. Fear also isolates you. It creates a barrier between you and the world, making it difficult to connect with others on a deep and meaningful level. Fear of judgment, fear of vulnerability, fear of rejection, these all keep you from forming authentic relationships. When you're driven by fear, you're constantly second-guessing yourself, worrying about how others perceive you, and holding back parts of yourself in an attempt to protect yourself from criticism. But in doing so, you end up building walls around your heart, keeping others at a distance and missing out on the genuine connections that are essential for a fulfilling life. Fear convinces you that protecting yourself is more important than opening yourself up to the possibility of love, friendship, and community. One of the greatest tragedies of living in fear is the missed opportunities. Every time you let fear stop you from taking action, you close the door on a potential opportunity for growth, success, or happiness. You may never know what could have been if you had just taken that leap of faith, made that phone call, submitted that application, or pursued that dream. Fear has a way of making the consequences of failure seem so dire that you forget about the potential rewards of taking a chance. But in reality, the greatest risk is not failure, it's regret. It's looking back on your life and realizing that fear kept you from experiencing the fullness of what life had to offer. The opportunities you didn't seize, the dreams you didn't pursue, the relationships you didn't cultivate, all because fear convinced you it wasn't worth the risk. Living a life of purpose requires courage. It requires the willingness to face fear head-on and move forward despite it. Purpose and fear cannot coexist. When you're living in alignment with your purpose, you understand that the challenges, the risks, and even the failures are part of the journey. They are stepping stones on the path to fulfilling your potential. But when you allow fear to take control, you start to believe that the obstacles are insurmountable, that the risks are too great, and that failure is something to be avoided at all costs. Purpose gives you the strength to keep going, even when fear is telling you to turn back. It's important to understand that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is feeling the fear and choosing to move forward anyway. It's acknowledging that fear exists, but refusing to let it dictate your actions. Fear may never completely go away, but you can learn to live with it in a way that doesn't hinder your progress. You can learn to recognize fear for what it is, a distraction, a temporary feeling, a mental barrier, and push through it to reach your goals. The more you practice courage in the face of fear, the stronger you become, and the less power fear has over your life. One of the most effective ways to overcome fear is to focus on your purpose. When you're deeply connected to your purpose, fear starts to lose its grip. Your purpose becomes a guiding force that pulls you forward, even when fear tries to hold you back. It gives you a sense of direction, a reason to keep going, and a reminder of what's truly important. When you're clear on your purpose, the fear of failure, rejection, or embarrassment starts to fade into the background because you're focused on something greater than yourself. Your purpose gives you the courage to take risks, embrace challenges, and push past your comfort zone. Another powerful tool in overcoming fear is action. Fear feeds on inaction. The longer you wait, hesitate, or procrastinate, the stronger fear becomes. But when you take action, even small steps, you start to weaken fear's hold on you. Every step you take toward your goals, no matter how small, is a victory over fear. Action builds momentum, and momentum builds confidence. The more you do, the more you prove to yourself that fear doesn't have to control you. You start to realize that you're capable of more than you thought, and with each step forward, fear's influence over your life diminishes. It's also important to surround yourself with people who support and encourage your growth. Fear thrives in isolation, but it weakens in the presence of community. When you have a strong support system, people who believe in you, who push you to be your best, and who hold you accountable, you're less likely to be swayed by fear. Surrounding yourself with positive, purpose-driven individuals helps to keep you focused on your goals and reminds you that you're not alone in your journey. These people can offer perspective, encouragement, and advice when fear tries to cloud your judgment. They can help you see beyond the immediate challenges and keep your eyes on the bigger picture. Fear is a powerful force, but it's not unbeatable. It's a distraction that can be overcome with the right mindset, the right actions, and the right support. When you live a life of purpose, fear loses its power over you. It becomes something you acknowledge, but not something you allow to control your decisions or dictate your path. Living with purpose requires courage, persistence, and a willingness to face fear head-on. It's about recognizing that fear is temporary, but your purpose is eternal. Fear may be loud, but your purpose is stronger. The choice is yours. Will you let fear hold you back, or will you step into your purpose with courage and conviction? Living with purpose requires sacrifice and discipline. These two elements are non-negotiable if you truly want to live a life that is driven by meaning rather than one driven by fleeting desires or distractions. A purpose-driven life is not for those who seek comfort above all else, nor is it for those who are unwilling to push past their limits. It demands a level of dedication that goes beyond what is easy or convenient. It calls for sacrifice, not in a way that drains you, but in a way that refines you. It asks you to give up short-term pleasures for long-term fulfillment and to invest your energy, time, and focus into something greater than yourself. Sacrifice is often misunderstood. Many people view it as something negative, something that involves pain or loss. But in the context of purposeful living, sacrifice is about making intentional choices. It's about choosing what is most important over what is most comfortable. It's about prioritizing your long-term goals over immediate gratification. When you live with purpose, you're willing to sacrifice distractions, unhealthy habits, and even relationships that don't align with your vision. You understand that the path to fulfilling your purpose requires you to be selective about where you direct your energy. Not everything that demands your attention deserves it. Sacrifice in this context is not about deprivation, but about alignment. It's about ensuring that everything you do, everything you give your time and effort to, moves you closer to your ultimate goal. Discipline, on the other hand, is the engine that keeps you moving forward once you've made those sacrifices. Discipline is the ability to keep going, even when motivation fades. It's about maintaining consistency in your actions, even when the initial excitement or inspiration wears off. Discipline is what separates those who talk about their dreams from those who achieve them. It's easy to be motivated at the start of a new journey when everything feels fresh and exciting. But the true test of your commitment comes when the challenges arise, when the results don't come as quickly as you hoped, and when the grind feels monotonous. Discipline is what keeps you showing up day after day, even when the external rewards are not immediately visible. Sacrifice and discipline go hand in hand. Sacrifice sets the direction, while discipline ensures that you stay on course. Without discipline, even the best intentions can quickly fall apart. You may know what you need to do, but without the willpower to consistently act on that knowledge, progress becomes impossible. Discipline is not about doing what you feel like doing, it's about doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel in the moment. It's about making decisions based on your long-term goals, not your short-term emotions. This is where many people struggle. They start strong but falter when the journey becomes difficult or when distractions arise. Discipline is the antidote to that inconsistency. It's the force that keeps you moving, even when everything around you is telling you to quit. There is a misconception that living with purpose should always feel good or that it should be easy if it's truly aligned with who you are. But the reality is, purpose often requires you to do hard things. It requires you to step outside of your comfort zone, to confront your fears, and to push through resistance. This is where sacrifice becomes essential. You have to be willing to sacrifice the need for constant comfort, the desire for immediate results, and the fear of failure. You have to be willing to embrace discomfort as part of the process, knowing that it is through discomfort that growth occurs. If you're not willing to make those sacrifices, you will never reach your full potential. Living with purpose also requires you to sacrifice your ego. This may be one of the hardest sacrifices of all, but it's also one of the most necessary. When you're driven by ego, by the need for validation, approval, or recognition, you're no longer living for your purpose. You're living for the opinions of others, and this is a dangerous place to be because the opinions of others are always changing. One day they may praise you, and the next they may criticize you. If you base your actions on external validation, you'll find yourself constantly shifting, trying to please everyone, and in the process, losing sight of your own path. Living with purpose requires you to sacrifice the need for approval and to trust in yourself, even when others don't see your vision. It requires you to stay true to your purpose, even when it goes against the expectations of those around you. Discipline in this context is about staying grounded in your purpose, regardless of external feedback. It's about continuing to put in the work, even when the results are not immediately visible. This is where many people give up. They expect immediate success, and when it doesn't come, they lose faith in their ability to achieve their goals. But success, especially when it's tied to a deep sense of purpose, often requires time, patience, and persistence. Discipline is what allows you to keep going, even when the results are not immediate. It's about trusting the process and knowing that every small step you take is bringing you closer to your goal, even if you can't see the full picture yet. Sacrifice also means letting go of the need for perfection. Many people are so afraid of making mistakes that they never take action at all. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect opportunity, but perfection is an illusion. If you're waiting for everything to be perfect before you start living with purpose, you'll be waiting forever. Sacrifice in this case means sacrificing the need for everything to be flawless and embracing the messy, imperfect nature of growth. It's about being willing to make mistakes, to fail, and to learn from those failures. It's about understanding that failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of the journey to success. Discipline, in this case, is about picking yourself up after every failure and continuing to move forward, knowing that each failure is a lesson that brings you closer to your goal. Living with purpose also requires you to sacrifice distractions. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Social media, entertainment, endless notifications, there are countless things vying for your attention at all times. But if you want to live a life of purpose, you have to be intentional about where you direct your focus. Sacrifice means being willing to turn off the distractions, to say no to things that don't align with your goals, and to protect your time and energy. It means prioritizing what matters most and letting go of the things that are pulling you away from your purpose. This requires discipline, especially in a world that is constantly demanding your attention. Discipline is about setting boundaries, creating routines, and being consistent in your efforts to stay focused on your purpose. Sacrifice and discipline are also required in the way you manage your time. Time is one of the most valuable resources you have, and once it's gone, you can't get it back. Living with purpose requires you to be intentional about how you use your time. It requires you to sacrifice time spent on things that don't move you closer to your goals and to invest that time in activities that do. This might mean saying no to certain social events, cutting back on entertainment, or restructuring your daily routine to make more time for what truly matters. Discipline, in this case, is about sticking to those decisions even when it's tempting to fall back into old habits or to indulge in short-term pleasures. Living with purpose also requires you to sacrifice the need for certainty. Many people want to have everything figured out before they take action. They want to know exactly how things will turn out before they make a move. But life doesn't work that way. Purposeful living often involves stepping into the unknown, taking risks, and trusting that the path will reveal itself as you move forward. Sacrifice in this case means letting go of the need for a guaranteed outcome and embracing the uncertainty of the journey. Discipline is about continuing to move forward even when the path is unclear, and trusting that as long as you stay true to your purpose, you're on the right track. At the heart of sacrifice and discipline is the understanding that living with purpose is a choice. It's a choice you have to make every single day. It's not a one-time decision, it's a daily commitment to align your actions with your values, your goals, and your vision for your life. Sacrifice and discipline are the tools that help you stay on that path, even when the journey gets tough. They are what allow you to keep going, even when the rewards are not immediate, and to stay focused on what truly matters, even when distractions and temptations arise. Your purpose won't wait, you must chase and fight for it. It is not something that simply falls into your lap or magically appears when the time is right. Purpose demands pursuit. It is an active process, one that requires effort, focus, and persistence. Too often, people believe that their purpose will reveal itself when the stars align or when the perfect opportunity presents itself. They wait for the right moment, the right circumstances, or the right resources to appear before they start living in alignment with their purpose. But waiting is not the path to purpose. Waiting is the path to stagnation. Your purpose won't wait for you to feel ready, and it won't wait for the conditions to be perfect. If you want to live a life of meaning and fulfillment, you have to be willing to chase your purpose with everything you've got. The idea that purpose is something passive is a misconception. People often think that purpose will come to them in a moment of clarity, like a lightning bolt of inspiration. But purpose is not something that happens to you. It's something you actively create. It's a choice you make every day. It's a decision to pursue the things that matter most to you, to dedicate your time and energy to something greater than yourself, and to align your actions with your values and goals. Chasing your purpose means taking responsibility for your life and your choices. It means recognizing that no one else is going to hand you your purpose on a silver platter. You have to go out and find it for yourself. One of the biggest obstacles to chasing your purpose is the fear of failure. Many people hesitate to pursue their purpose because they're afraid they won't succeed. They're afraid of making mistakes, of falling short, or of being judged by others. But the truth is, failure is not something to be feared. It's something to be embraced. Failure is an inevitable part of the journey to purpose. It's through failure that you learn, grow, and refine your path. Each failure brings you one step closer to discovering what works, what doesn't, and what truly matters to you. If you're not willing to fail, you're not willing to succeed. Chasing your purpose means being willing to take risks, to make mistakes, and to keep going even when things don't go as planned. Another obstacle to chasing your purpose is the comfort zone. It's easy to get comfortable with the way things are, even if you're not truly happy or fulfilled. The comfort zone is familiar, predictable, and safe. It doesn't challenge you, but it also doesn't help you grow. Chasing your purpose requires you to step outside of your comfort zone and into the unknown. It requires you to take risks, to face challenges, and to push yourself beyond what you thought was possible. This is not easy, and it's not always comfortable, but it's necessary if you want to live a life of purpose. Your purpose won't be found within the confines of your comfort zone. It's waiting for you on the other side of fear, uncertainty, and discomfort. Chasing your purpose also requires resilience. The path to purpose is not a straight line. It's filled with twists, turns, setbacks, and detours. There will be times when you feel lost, discouraged, or unsure of what to do next. There will be moments when you doubt yourself, when you question whether you're on the right path, and when you wonder if all the effort is worth it. But it's in these moments that resilience is most important. Resilience is the ability to keep going even when the road gets tough. It's the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to learn from your mistakes, and to keep moving forward no matter what. Chasing your purpose requires resilience because the journey is long and the challenges are inevitable. But with resilience, you can overcome any obstacle and stay focused on what truly matters. Purpose is not something that can be achieved overnight. It's a lifelong journey, one that requires patience, persistence, and dedication. Chasing your purpose means being in it for the long haul. It means committing to the process even when the progress is slow or when the results are not immediately visible. Many people give up on their purpose too soon because they expect quick results. They want instant success, immediate validation, and rapid progress. But purpose doesn't work that way. It requires time, effort, and a willingness to stay the course even when the rewards are not immediate. Chasing your purpose means trusting the process, knowing that every step you take is bringing you closer to your goal, even if you can't see the full picture yet. Chasing your purpose also means being willing to make sacrifices. Living a life of purpose requires you to prioritize what truly matters and to let go of the things that don't. This might mean sacrificing short-term pleasures, distractions, or even relationships that don't align with your vision. It might mean saying no to things that are comfortable or convenient in order to say yes to the things that move you closer to your purpose. Sacrifice is not easy, but it's necessary if you want to live a life of meaning and fulfillment. Chasing your purpose means being willing to make tough choices, to let go of what no longer serves you, and to stay focused on what truly matters. One of the most important aspects of chasing your purpose is staying true to yourself. It's easy to get caught up in what others think you should do, in societal expectations, or in the pressure to conform. But your purpose is unique to you. It's not something that can be defined by others. It's something that comes from within, from your own values, passions, and experiences. Chasing your purpose means staying true to who you are, even when it goes against the grain. It means trusting your own instincts, following your own path, and being willing to stand out from the crowd. Living a life of purpose is not about fitting in or pleasing others. It's about being authentic, being true to yourself, and living in alignment with your own values and goals. Chasing your purpose also requires a sense of urgency. Purpose is not something that can be put off until later. It's not something you can pursue when the time is right or when things settle down. The time is now. Your purpose won't wait for you to feel ready, and it won't wait for the perfect moment. If you want to live a life of purpose, you have to start today. You have to take action, even if it's small, and begin moving in the direction of your goals. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to take that first step. Chasing your purpose means recognizing that time is precious, and every moment is an opportunity to move closer to the life you were meant to live. One of the most powerful aspects of chasing your purpose is the impact it has on others. When you live with purpose, you inspire those around you to do the same. Your passion, dedication, and authenticity have a ripple effect, touching the lives of the people you encounter. Purpose is not just about personal fulfillment, it's about making a difference in the world. Chasing your purpose means recognizing that your actions have the power to influence and inspire others. It means understanding that living with purpose is not just about achieving your own goals, but about contributing to something greater than yourself. Chasing your purpose also requires humility. It's important to remember that purpose is not about ego or self-importance. It's about service, contribution, and making a positive impact on the world. Living a life of purpose means being willing to put others before yourself, to serve a cause greater than your own desires, and to recognize that your purpose is not just about you. It's about using your gifts, talents, and experiences to make a difference in the lives of others. Humility is key to living with purpose because it keeps you grounded, focused, and aligned with what truly matters. Chasing your purpose means being willing to adapt and evolve. Purpose is not always fixed or static. It can change over time as you grow, learn, and experience new things. Living with purpose requires you to be open to new possibilities, to be willing to pivot when necessary, and to embrace change as part of the journey. It's important to remain flexible and to recognize that your purpose may evolve as you do. Chasing your purpose means being open to growth, to new experiences, and to the idea that purpose is a dynamic and ever-changing process. Another important aspect of chasing your purpose is self-care. Living with purpose requires energy, focus, and resilience, and you can't give your best to your purpose if you're running on empty. Chasing your purpose means taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally so that you have the strength and stamina to keep going. It means setting boundaries, taking time to rest and recharge, and being mindful of your own well-being. Self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity if you want to live a life of purpose. Chasing your purpose means recognizing that you are your most valuable asset, and taking care of yourself is essential to fulfilling your mission. Finally, chasing your purpose means embracing joy. Purpose is not just about hard work, sacrifice, and discipline. It's also about joy, fulfillment, and passion. When you're living in alignment with your purpose, there is a sense of joy that comes from knowing you're on the right path. Chasing your purpose means finding joy in the journey, not just in the destination. It means celebrating the small wins, finding meaning in the challenges, and embracing the process of growth and discovery. Joy is a key component of purposeful living because it fuels your passion, energizes your efforts, and reminds you why you're doing what you're doing in the first place. Finding fulfillment and purpose requires overcoming doubt and fear, which are the most common barriers to living a purpose-driven life. Doubt and fear can be paralyzing forces that keep you stuck in place, preventing you from pursuing the very things that will bring you the most meaning and satisfaction. Overcoming these barriers is not an easy task, but it is essential if you want to live a life of true fulfillment. To overcome doubt, you must first acknowledge its presence. Doubt is a natural part of the human experience. It's normal to question yourself, to wonder if you're on the right path, or to worry about whether you're capable of achieving your goals. But the key to overcoming doubt is not to let it control you. Instead, you must confront it head on, recognizing it for what it is, a temporary obstacle, not a permanent condition. Doubt often stems from a fear of failure. Many people are afraid to pursue their purpose because they're afraid of what might happen if they don't succeed. They fear the judgment of others, the disappointment of not achieving their goals, or the possibility of losing something they've worked hard to build. But fear of failure is one of the biggest obstacles to living a purposeful life. If you're constantly worried about what might go wrong, you'll never take the necessary steps to make things go right. Failure is not something to be feared, it's something to be embraced. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, grow, and refine your approach. The most successful people in the world have all experienced failure at some point in their journey. What sets them apart is their ability to pick themselves up, learn from their mistakes, and keep moving forward. One of the best ways to overcome doubt is to take action. When you're caught in a cycle of doubt, it's easy to become paralyzed by indecision. You may find yourself overthinking every choice, second-guessing every move, and worrying about every possible outcome. But the truth is, no amount of thinking or planning can replace the power of action. Taking action, even if it's a small step, helps to build momentum and creates a sense of forward movement. When you take action, you send a message to yourself that you're capable, that you're in control, and that you're committed to your purpose. This, in turn, helps to build confidence, which is the antidote to doubt. Confidence is not something you're born with. It's something you build over time through action and experience. The more you take action, the more confident you become in your ability to overcome challenges and achieve your goals. Confidence is a muscle that grows stronger with use. Every time you push past doubt and take a step towards your purpose, you're strengthening that muscle. Over time, you'll find that doubt becomes less and less of a barrier, and confidence becomes your default state. Fear, like doubt, is a natural part of the human experience. It's something that everyone experiences, regardless of how successful or accomplished they may be. Fear is often a sign that you're about to step outside of your comfort zone, which is exactly where growth and fulfillment happen. But fear can also be a powerful force that holds you back if you allow it to. The key to overcoming fear is not to eliminate it, but to move forward in spite of it. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's the ability to take action in the face of fear. One of the biggest fears people face when pursuing their purpose is the fear of the unknown. The path to purpose is rarely clear or predictable. It's often filled with uncertainty, risk, and ambiguity. But the unknown is where the magic happens. It's where new opportunities arise, where growth occurs, and where you discover what you're truly capable of. If you're not willing to step into the unknown, you'll never discover your full potential. Overcoming the fear of the unknown requires a mindset shift. Instead of viewing the unknown as something to be feared, view it as something to be embraced. See it as an adventure, an opportunity to learn, grow, and discover new possibilities. Another common fear that holds people back from living a purpose-driven life is the fear of judgment. Many people are afraid to pursue their purpose because they're worried about what others will think of them. They fear being criticized, rejected, or ridiculed for their choices. But the truth is, other people's opinions of you are none of your business. You can't control what others think or say about you, but you can control how you respond to it. Living a purpose-driven life means staying true to yourself and your values, regardless of what others may think. It means having the courage to follow your own path, even if it goes against the expectations of those around you. The fear of judgment is often rooted in a desire for approval or validation from others. But seeking approval from others is a surefire way to lose sight of your own purpose. When you're constantly trying to please others or gain their approval, you're no longer living for yourself, you're living for them. This is a recipe for dissatisfaction and unfulfillment. The only approval you need is your own. When you're confident in your own choices and aligned with your own values, the opinions of others become irrelevant. Overcoming the fear of judgment means letting go of the need for external validation and trusting in your own inner guidance. One of the most effective ways to overcome fear is to face it head on. Avoiding fear only makes it stronger. When you avoid the things that scare you, you reinforce the belief that they're too big or too overwhelming to handle. But when you confront your fears, you begin to realize that they're not as powerful as you thought. Taking action in the face of fear helps to diminish its power and build your confidence. The more you face your fears, the more you'll realize that you're capable of handling whatever comes your way. Living a purpose-driven life also requires a shift in perspective when it comes to challenges and obstacles. Many people view challenges as setbacks or roadblocks that prevent them from achieving their goals. But challenges are actually opportunities in disguise. They're opportunities to learn, grow, and become stronger. Every challenge you face on your journey to purpose is an opportunity to build resilience, develop new skills, and gain valuable insights. Overcoming challenges is what makes the journey to purpose meaningful. If everything came easily, there would be no sense of accomplishment or fulfillment. It's the challenges that make the victories so sweet. One of the best ways to overcome doubt and fear is to surround yourself with supportive, like-minded people. The people you surround yourself with have a huge impact on your mindset, your confidence, and your ability to overcome obstacles. If you're constantly surrounded by people who doubt you, criticize you, or hold you back, it's going to be much harder to stay focused on your purpose. On the other hand, if you're surrounded by people who believe in you, support you, and encourage you to pursue your goals, you'll find it much easier to overcome doubt and fear. Surrounding yourself with positive, supportive people helps to build your confidence, keep you motivated, and remind you that you're not alone on your journey. Another important factor in overcoming doubt and fear is developing a strong sense of self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize your own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors and understand how they impact your actions and decisions. When you're self-aware, you're able to recognize when doubt or fear is creeping in and take steps to address it. Self-awareness helps you to identify the root causes of your doubt and fear and develop strategies for overcoming them. For example, if you're feeling doubt because you're unsure of your abilities, self-awareness can help you recognize that this doubt is based on a limiting belief and take steps to challenge that belief. Practicing mindfulness is another powerful tool for overcoming doubt and fear. Mindfulness is the practice of staying present and fully engaged in the current moment. When you're mindful, you're able to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment, allowing you to respond to them in a calm and rational way. Mindfulness helps to quiet the mind, reduce anxiety, and keep you focused on the present moment, rather than getting caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past. Practicing mindfulness on a regular basis can help you to stay grounded, focused, and confident in your ability to pursue your purpose. It's also important to remember that overcoming doubt and fear is not a one-time event. It's a continuous process that requires ongoing effort and attention. Doubt and fear are likely to pop up at different points along your journey, especially as you encounter new challenges or step into new territory. But the more you practice overcoming them, the easier it becomes. Over time, you'll develop a toolkit of strategies and techniques for managing doubt and fear, allowing you to stay focused on your purpose and move forward with confidence. One of the most powerful tools for overcoming doubt and fear is self-compassion. Many people are their own worst critics. They hold themselves to impossibly high standards, beat themselves up for every mistake, and are quick to doubt their own abilities. But this kind of self-criticism only fuels doubt and fear, making it harder to pursue your purpose. Practicing self-compassion means treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and forgiveness that you would offer to a close friend. It means recognizing that you're human, that you're going to make mistakes, and that it's okay to not have everything figured out. Self-compassion helps to quiet the inner critic, reduce self-doubt, and build a sense of self-worth and confidence. In addition to self-compassion, it's also important to practice gratitude. Gratitude is the practice of focusing on the positive aspects of your life rather than dwelling on the negative. When you're grateful for what you have, it becomes easier to overcome doubt and fear because you're focused on abundance rather than scarcity.